So people always ask what I do for a living. I always tell them, there's three categories what I am. I'm a guide, I'm a coach, and I'm a life coach as well, and I'm a listener. And all of them are not 100% perfect all the time. But really, across the board, any job I do, I am a guide, a coach, a life coach, and a listener, and also customer service. That's what I do daily. It doesn't matter what job I do. It might be being married with my wife. It might be my friends. It might be my career path. That's what I do for a living. I mean, that's essentially what I do. But what pays for my bills is, of course, I'm a mission representative. And a mission representative sometimes gets a bad taste because sometimes people say you guide me the wrong way. Not me, but other people say they might guide you on them in the wrong way. It might be that they got in the wrong career path. Maybe they got when they were in high school, the counselor didn't give them the right information. But then I always step back and I said, wow, how did that happen? So I always say when anybody calls me, the best is, how much are you investing in me? So really, how much are you investing in me to give me the proper information to help me guide you, coach you in the right direction you want? I can only do so much. So I always tell when I'm a gather information, and that's sometimes the hardest thing because people don't like sharing themselves. And it's a shame because society might do that now, but it's a shame. Gathering information is the most important thing for anything you do for a living. It is crucial for anything. Buying cars, buying a house, investing in a relationship. So we're all a mission representative. We're all coaches. We're all guides. We're all life coaches. We're all listeners sometimes. And we're all also, I'd say, pretty much customer service. So I always look at this when I do my job. I always laugh when people say, hey, you called me. And I go like, wow, how am I calling when you gave me the information? So if you gave me the information, we're here, me is here to help gather your information, and hopefully I give you enough information to, even if you don't decide whatever career path is, it still helps you. So I always make sense saying it's a family affair. It could be your friend. It could be this. At one point, you need a great support system. So mission representatives is part of the support system. We're not everything. We're just a small portion. And you need a support system because guess what? You can't live off coffee all along. I mean, yeah, I drink Starbucks, but you can't live off Starbucks all the time because the caffeine at one time, the caffeine wears out and then you get tired and you fall asleep. So you can't say that's your lifeline. That's not your coach. You need a great support system. So that's what I do, is a support system of hopefully guiding somebody in the right direction. Hopefully I could give the right information if they gave me the right information to help them. And I always say, and it's always good investment. And also I say the good thing is, remember, once you gather that great support system, you don't need it all the time, but it's almost like water. They say you can't live off water. You cannot live without water. Do you have to drink water every day? Probably not. You could live without water for a little while, but at one point, you still need the water. So you need a good support system. So a mission representative, when it comes to school-wise, job-wise, you need a great representative. And the only way you can have a great representative if you actually gather, share, and hopefully once in a while you have to check them. Because I don't listen all the time. Sometimes I get tired and I forget to listen. You have to let us know. But that's what I do for a living. Right now a mission representative of life. I'm a coach. I'm a life coach, a gatherer, a guide, a customer service, and hopefully all that comes along. And I like what I do 70%. I always joke around. 70%, I love what I do. But really, truthfully, can you be a 100% enjoy everything you do? There's that 30%. It might come in pieces. But like I said, I need my water too. I need a great support system around me to make sure I'm a great support for others. So I hope that helps. So I just want to share my knowledge of what I do for a living. And I work at a pretty good university. And of course, I've been doing this for years. So that's what I do for a living. I talk to military people, did presentations at high schools. I did talk to customer service, guide people. So I'm a big life coach. So I hope that helps. Catch you later.